200 English Idioms. Let the cat out of the bag. This idiom means to reveal a secret, especially carelessly or by mistake. Example sentence 1. I wanted it to be a surprise, but my sister let the cat out of the bag. Example sentence 2. We were going to have a surprise birthday for Dad, but my silly brother let the cat out of the bag the day before. Number 2. Be taken aback. This idiom means to be shocked, surprised, or disconcerted. Example sentence 1. I was taken aback by her assumption that I knew all about her domestic misfortune. Example sentence 2. We were all taken aback by the news of the chairman's resignation. Number 3. Of your own accord. This idiom means without being asked, forced, or helped. Example sentence 1. The symptoms will clear up of their own accord. Example sentence 2. If you do not change of your own accord, we will impose change on you. Number 4. An Achilles heel. This idiom means a person's only vulnerable spot, a serious or fatal weakness. Example sentence 1. I'm trying to lose weight, but ice cream is my Achilles heel. Example sentence 2. Warranty costs have been an Achilles heel at Ford and must be controlled in order to shift dollars into research and development for electrification and technology. Number 5. Scrape the barrel. This idiom means to have to use something even though it is not very good, because there is nothing better available. Example sentence 1. It was clear that the party was scraping the barrel for competent politicians. Example sentence 2. People said the graduated students usually have £26,000 salary a year, but it's not inconsistent with the reality. Most of them just scrape the barrel. Number 6. Play devil's advocate. This idiom means to pretend to disagree with someone in order to start an argument or interesting discussion. Example sentence 1. Often the interviewer will need to play devil's advocate in order to get a discussion going. Example sentence 2. Let me play devil's advocate for a minute so we can see the other side of this issue. Number 7. Airs and graces. This idiom means a way of behaving that shows SB thinks they are more important, etc. than they really are. Example sentence 1. I can't stand his airs and graces. Example sentence 2. Even when he became a star, he didn't have any airs and graces. Number 8. Rolling in the aisles. This idiom means laughing a lot. Example sentence 1. She soon had us rolling in the aisles. Example sentence 2. They were rolling in the aisles at his jokes. Number 9. Alive and kicking. This idiom means very active, healthy, or popular. Example sentence 1. Old Henry hasn't kicked the bucket yet. He's still alive and kicking. Example sentence 2. The sport is still very much alive and kicking in this country. Number 10. A blind alley. This idiom means a way of doing something that seems as if it will have a successful result, but which in fact does not. Example sentence 1. False information has led the police up a series of blind alleys. Example sentence 2. Other observers may begin to wonder whether the national curriculum in England, which since 2014 has made grammar such a central part of its English program, might have gone down a blind alley. Number 11. Have ants in your pants. This idiom means to be very excited or impatient about sh and unable to stay still. Example sentence 1. The children are always jumping out of their seats and running all around. They seems to have ants in their pants. Example sentence 2. He had ants in his pants when he learned that he had been selected for the program. Number 12. Bore or scare the pants off somebody. This idiom means to make someone feel very bored, very frightened, etc. Example sentence 1. She always bores the pants off me. Example sentence 2. I think the idea that someone could be as smart as you, or even smarter, scares the pants off you, and you can't deal with it. Number 13. Somebody puts his pants on one leg at a time. This idiom means that someone is just like everyone else. Example sentence 1. Go on, ask him for his autograph. He puts his pants on one leg at a time just like you do. Example sentence 2. We all put our pants on one leg at a time, and it's not cool to take ourselves too seriously. Number 14. An apple of discord. This idiom means a subject of dissension. Example sentence 1. Everyone said I was an apple of discord. Example sentence 2. You have introduced a topic on which our natures are at variance, a topic we should never discuss. The very name of love is an apple of discord between us. Number 15. Tied to someone's apron strings. This idiom means too much under the influence and control of someone, especially used to suggest that a man is too much influenced by his mother. Example sentence 1. The British Prime Minister is too apt to be tied to Washington's apron strings. Example sentence 2. Jeff is still tied to his mother's apron strings. Number 16. A straight arrow. This idiom means an honest or genuine person. Example sentence 1. He doesn't drink or smoke, a real straight arrow. Example sentence 2. People interviewed for this article described Reinhold as a meticulous lawyer and a straight arrow. Someone who generally avoids discussing politics and maintains his professionalism inside and outside the courtroom. Number 17. Bite the dust. This idiom means to die, fail, or be defeated. Example sentence 1. Italy's championship hopes eventually bit the dust. Example sentence 2. Thousands of small businesses bite the dust every year. Number 18. Bite off more than you can chew. This idiom means to try to do too much, or something that is too difficult. Example sentence 1. By accepting 2 part-time jobs, he is clearly biting off more than he can chew. Example sentence 2. Trying to bite off more than you can chew will lead to failure. Number 19. Asleep at the wheel or switch. This idiom means not paying attention to a situation, so that something bad happens. Example sentence 1. During an important game, the star goalie of the football team was asleep at the wheel. Example sentence 2. Several publishers were asleep at the switch and missed the book's potential. Number 20. An awkward age. This idiom means the age of early adolescence, usually characterized by awkwardness and shyness. Example sentence 1. He is, after all, at a very awkward age. Example sentence 2. It's an awkward age, 19, too old for childish things, but still far too young to be taken seriously by the adult world. Number 21. Have an axe to grind. This idiom means to have private reasons for being involved in something or for arguing for a particular cause. Example sentence 1. She had no axe to grind and was only acting out of concern for their safety. Example sentence 2. I need objective advice from someone with no axe to grind. Number 22. A babe in the woods. This idiom means someone who can be easily deceived. Example sentence 1. He was like a babe in the woods when he first came to New York. Example sentence 2. Some persons who are otherwise shrewd are mere babes in the woods where the stock market is concerned. Number 23. Keep your eye on the ball. This idiom means to continue to give your attention to what is most important. Example sentence 1. Anna told Jonathan he needed to keep his eye on the ball if he wanted to get a scholarship. Example sentence 2. All of us, volunteers, workforce, and everybody involved, have to keep our eyes on the ball and work hard right to the end. Number 24. Go bananas. This idiom means to become angry, crazy, or silly. Example sentence 1. All his teachers are going bananas over his science fair experiment. Example sentence 2. Don't talk about math anymore. I'll go bananas. Number 25. Not break the bank. This idiom means it won't cost a lot of money, or more than you can afford. Example sentence 1. We want an energy source that won't break the bank. Example sentence 2. $1 per month really doesn't break the bank, but it is a great deal of help for us in keeping the series going. Number 26. The bare bones. This idiom means the barest essentials, facts, or elements. Example sentence 1. The strength of the book is that it puts flesh on the bare bones of this argument. Example sentence 2. There are not even the bare bones of a garden here, I've got nothing. Number 27. A barrel of laughs. This idiom means very amusing, a lot of fun. Example sentence 1. Life is not exactly a barrel of laughs at the moment. Example sentence 2. What a barrel of laughs that bus driver was. He made the long journey much more fun with his funny announcements. Number 28. Like a bat out of hell. This idiom means very fast. Example sentence 1. He was driving like a bat out of hell. Example sentence 2. I drove like a bat out of hell to the hospital. Number 29. Not bat an eyelid. This idiom means to show no surprise or embarrassment when sh unusual happens. Example sentence 1. He hadn't batted an eyelid when she had told him she had nowhere to stay. Example sentence 2. She didn't bat an eyelid when I told her my news. Number 30. Take a bath. This idiom means to lose money on a business agreement. Example sentence 1. When the yen drops in value, as it is doing right now, we take a bath. Example sentence 2. Investors in the company took a $35 million bath on the company, which entered bankruptcy proceedings 18 months ago. Number 31. Half the battle. This idiom means the most important or difficult part of achieving something. Example sentence 1. Just getting an interview is half the battle. Example sentence 2. When you've got a difficult day ahead, getting a good night's sleep is often half the battle. Number 32. Full of beans. This idiom means of a person having a lot of energy. Example sentence 1. She's full of beans this morning. Example sentence 2. Young people are always full of beans. Number 33. Beat the clock. This idiom means to finish a task, race, etc. before a particular time. Example sentence 1. The company managed to beat the clock on delivering its new system. Example sentence 2. In a desperate attempt to beat the clock, I raced to mail my tax return before midnight. Number 34. A bed of roses. This idiom means an easy or a pleasant situation. Example sentence 1. Their life together hasn't exactly been a bed of roses. Example sentence 2. Life isn't always a bed of roses, you know. Number 35. The bee's knees. This idiom means an excellent person or thing. Example sentence 1. She thinks she's the bee's knees. Example sentence 2. She thought the party was just the bee's knees. Number 36. Like a cat on hot bricks. This idiom means very nervous. Example sentence 1. He looked like a cat on hot bricks. Example sentence 2. She was like a cat on hot bricks before her driving test. Number 37. Below the belt. This idiom means of a remark, unfair or cruel. Example sentence 1. That was distinctly below the belt. Example sentence 2. The comments hit below the belt. Number 38. Between the devil and the deep blue sea. This idiom means in a difficult situation where there are two equally unpleasant or unacceptable choices. Example sentence 1. On the subject of cigarette smoking to prevent Parkinson's disease, it is like being caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. Example sentence 2. Until I got this job, I was between the devil and the deep blue sea, borrowing from one credit card to make the minimum payment for several others. Number 39. A feather in your cap. This idiom means an action that you can be proud of. Example sentence 1. If he wins this big contract for his company, it will be a big feather in his cap. Example sentence 2. Getting that high-paying job was really a feather in his cap. Number 40. Bite the bullet. This idiom means to start to deal with an unpleasant or difficult situation which cannot be avoided. Example sentence 1. Tour operators may be forced to bite the bullet and cut prices. Example sentence 2. I have a pile of work to finish, so I'm going to have to work all night. I guess I'll have to bite the bullet. Number 41. Bitten by the bug. This idiom means to develop a very strong interest in something. Example sentence 1. She was never interested in fitness before, but now she's been bitten by the bug. Example sentence 2. I really got bitten by the bug of deep ocean exploration. Number 42. In someone's black books. This idiom means someone is annoyed with you. Example sentence 1. And will not invite Bob to the party because he has been in her black books for so long. Example sentence 2. Jack is in my black books because I caught him chatting up the waitress again. Number 43. Black sheep. This idiom means a person who is different from the rest of their family or another group, and who is considered bad or embarrassing. Example sentence 1. Amy's always been the black sheep of the family. Example sentence 2. Soon he found himself in exile again, in Khartoum, Sudan, this time as a true dissident and a black sheep of his prominent family. Number 44. Draw a blank. This idiom means to get no response or result. Example sentence 1. So far, the police investigation has drawn a blank. Example sentence 2. Mary had feared the day she would draw a blank during a presentation. Number 45. A wet blanket. This idiom means a person who is not enthusiastic about anything and who stops other people from enjoying themselves. Example sentence 1. He's such a wet blanket. Example sentence 2. They are not willing to invite Bob to their parties because he is a wet blanket. Number 46. A blast from the past. This idiom means something from the past that you remember, see, or hear again, and that reminds you of that time in your life. Example sentence 1. That's a blast from the past. No one has called me that for years. Example sentence 2. Walking in the campus is a real blast from the past for her. Number 47. Bleed someone dry. This idiom means to take away all SB's money. Example sentence 1. The 10-year war has bled the country dry. Example sentence 2. The big corporations are bleeding some of these small countries dry. Number 48. A blessing in disguise. This idiom means something that seems to be bad or unlucky at first, but which you later realize is good or lucky. Example sentence 1. Take it easy. This is a blessing in disguise. Example sentence 2. Being cut loose was a blessing in disguise. Number 49. Taste blood. This idiom means to achieve an early success that stimulates further efforts. Example sentence 1. She has tasted blood now, and can't wait to meet her rival on the court again. Example sentence 2. The real opposition to the government continues to be its own backbenchers who have now tasted blood for the first time. Number 50. Once in a blue moon. This idiom means very rarely. Example sentence 1. He only comes here once in a blue moon. Example sentence 2. Sue's daughter only visits her once in a blue moon. Number 51. Above board. This idiom means legal and honest, in a legal and honest way. Example sentence 1. Don't worry, the deal was completely above board. Example sentence 2. His plans for opening a coffee shop are completely above board. Number 52. Make someone's blood boil. This idiom means to make us be extremely angry. Example sentence 1. The way they treat people makes my blood boil. Example sentence 2. My blood boils with anger, said Mr. Brownlow. This poor murdered girl must be revenged. Number 53. As bold as brass. This idiom means without showing any respect, shame, or fear. Example sentence 1. Once he is here, he won't leave, he just sits there as bold as brass. Example sentence 2. Mr. Molesley walked in and there he was, as bold as brass, taking my wallet out of my change coat. Number 54. By the book. This idiom means following rules and instructions in a very strict way. Example sentence 1. She always does everything by the book. Example sentence 2. She feels she has to go by the book and can't use her creativity. Number 55. Bring to book. This idiom means following rules and instructions in a very strict way. Example sentence 1. War criminals must be brought to book. Example sentence 2. Don't worry. He will be brought to book for his wickedness someday. Number 56. Die with one's boots on. This idiom means to die in battle or to die while still active. Example sentence 1. He'll never quit, he'll die with his boots on. Example sentence 2. Unlike many business people who die with their boots on, he has very sensibly left the entire running of the company to his son. Number 57. Live on borrowed time. This idiom means to be still alive after the time that you were expected to die. Example sentence 1. John has lived on borrowed time. Example sentence 2. She's been living on borrowed time for the last year. Number 58. Bounce ideas off somebody. This idiom means to talk about your ideas with someone in order to get their opinion. Example sentence 1. When you work in a team, you can bounce your ideas off each other. Example sentence 2. I want them to be bouncing ideas off each other, coming up with new designs and making headway into new markets. Number 59. Bow and scrape. This idiom means to show too much respect to someone in authority, used to show disapproval. Example sentence 1. He refused to bow and scrape to every customer. Example sentence 2. And all the time you've been driving me about, bowing and scraping and seducing my daughter behind my back. Number 60. Birds of a feather flock together. This idiom means people of the same sort are found together. Example sentence 1. The moral of that is, birds of a feather flock together. Example sentence 2. Have you ever observed that birds of a feather flock together? In other words, people who are similar become friends or do things together. Number 61. Break the bank. This idiom means to cost a lot of money, or more money than you have. Example sentence 1. It might break the bank if we buy this new car. Example sentence 2. A new hard drive doesn't have to break the bank. Number 62. Bread and butter. This idiom means basic, very important. Example sentence 1. Employment and taxation are the bread and butter issues of politics. Example sentence 2. The opposition gained support by concentrating on bread and butter matters. Number 63. A breath of fresh air. This idiom means something that is new and different in a way you think is exciting and good. Example sentence 1. Osborne's play brought a breath of fresh air to the British theatre. Example sentence 2. His work was a breath of fresh air in international cinema. Number 64. Bring home the bacon. This idiom means to earn money for your family to live on. Example sentence 1. The firm wants very much to get this contract, and we're expecting you to bring home the bacon. Example sentence 2. Yeah, that's right. With me bringing home the bacon, Mitchell doesn't have to rush into anything. Number 65. Go for broke. This idiom means to risk everything in one determined effort to do STH. Example sentence 1. At 2-0 down with 10 minutes left, you have to go for broke. Example sentence 2. I'm gonna go for broke today. Number 66. A new broom. This idiom means a person who has just started to work for an organization, department, etc., especially in a senior job, and who is likely to make a lot of changes. Example sentence 1. Well, you know what they say, a new broom sweeps clean. Example sentence 2. He promised to be a new broom offering a clean sweep of the old routine. Number 67. Cook the books. This idiom means to change facts or figures dishonestly or illegally. Example sentence 1. His accountant had been cooking the books for years. Example sentence 2. The government was cooking the books and misleading the public. Number 68. As brown as a berry. This idiom means of a person, very suntanned. Example sentence 1. He was as brown as a berry after 2 weeks in the sun. Example sentence 2. The sunbed makes me as brown as a berry. Number 69. In a brown study. This idiom means thinking deeply so that you do not notice what is happening around you. Example sentence 1. Newton was always in a brown study. Example sentence 2. When I saw him, he was in a brown study. Number 70. Bear the brunt of. This idiom means to receive the worst part of an attack, criticism, bad situation, etc. Example sentence 1. The car bore the brunt of the explosion. Example sentence 2. Schools will bear the brunt of cuts in government spending. Number 71. Burst someone's bubble. This idiom means to bring an end to someone's hopes, happiness, etc. Example sentence 1. Steve was so happy I couldn't bear to burst his bubble. Example sentence 2. Thank you for being patient and easygoing. Thank you for letting me burst your bubble every chance I got. Number 72. Buck up someone's ideas. This idiom means someone should improve their behavior or attitude. Example sentence 1. Buck up your ideas or you'll get more of the same treatment. Example sentence 2. I think the writers should buck up their ideas and bring Marion back somehow because otherwise I'm not going to watch it next season. Number 73. Make a quick buck. This idiom means to earn money quickly, especially without making much effort. Example sentence 1. Before long the first settlers moved in and started to look for ways to make a quick buck. Example sentence 2. I feel like you are a guest here, and I don't want to make a quick buck by making your stay here less pleasing. Number 74. A drop in a bucket. This idiom means an amount of STH that is too small or unimportant to make any real difference to a situation. Example sentence 1. But that's not a drop in a bucket to what that man has really got. Example sentence 2. Scientists have found a place that makes Earth's supplies look like a drop in a bucket. Number 75. Be bitten by the bug. This idiom means to develop a strong interest in or enthusiasm for something. Example sentence 1. He's been bitten by the travel bug. Example sentence 2. He's been bitten by the tennis bug. Number 76. A bull in a china shop. This idiom means a person who is careless, or who moves or acts in a rough or awkward way, in a place or situation where skill and care are needed. Example sentence 1. The new housemaid is like a bull in a china shop. Example sentence 2. She is like a bull in a china shop when it comes to dealing with people's feelings. Number 77. Take the bull by the horns. This idiom means to face a difficult or dangerous situation directly and with courage. Example sentence 1. Nora decided to take the bull by the horns and organize things for herself. Example sentence 2. Today I'm going to take the bull by the horns and tell him he's fired. Number 78. Bite the bullet. This idiom means to start to deal with an unpleasant or difficult situation which cannot be avoided. Example sentence 1. I finally bit the bullet and left. Example sentence 2. The soldier bit the bullet during a medical operation without an anesthetic. Number 79. bite someone's tongue. This idiom means someone stops themselves from saying what they really think, even though this is difficult. Example sentence 1. She should have bitten her tongue. Example sentence 2. When my son told me he wanted to quit the university to become an artist, I had to bite my tongue and accept his decision. Number 80. Break a sweat. This idiom means to use a lot of physical effort. Example sentence 1. She didn't break a sweat becoming the district attorney. Example sentence 2. He hardly needed to break a sweat to reach the final. Number 81. Have a bun in the oven. This idiom means to be pregnant. Example sentence 1. John, I've something to tell you. I've a bun in the oven. Example sentence 2. Did you know that a pregnant woman can get pregnant again while she still has a bun in the oven? Number 82. Not go a bundle on something or somebody. This idiom means to not like something or someone very much. Example sentence 1. Jim never drank, and certainly didn't go a bundle on gambling. Example sentence 2. They don't really go a bundle on employing married women. Number 83. Burn one's bridges. This idiom means to do something with the result that you will not be able to return to a previous situation again, even if you want to. Example sentence 1. Think carefully before you resign, you don't want to burn your bridges. Example sentence 2. I'm really tempted to take up that job offer in Washington, but I don't want to burn my bridges with this company. Number 84. Get one's fingers burnt. This idiom means to suffer as a result of doing something without realizing the possible bad results, especially in business. Example sentence 1. He got his fingers badly burnt dabbling in the stock market. Example sentence 2. I tried a dating agency once, but got my fingers badly burnt, I'll never do it again. Number 85. Burn a hole in your pocket. This idiom means if money burns a hole in your pocket, you want to spend it as soon as you can. Example sentence 1. The trouble with you is that money burns a hole in your pocket. Example sentence 2. Monthly living cost in this big city can burn a hole in your pocket. Number 86. Burn the candle at both ends. This idiom means to become very tired by trying to do too many things and going to bed late and getting up early. Example sentence 1. You're burning the candle at both ends. Example sentence 2. Ever since starting a new job and getting her master's degree, my friend Annette has been burning the candle at both ends. Number 87. Have money to burn. This idiom means to have more money than you need, so that you spend it on unnecessary things. Example sentence 1. What? $2,000 for this purse? Well, I don't have money to burn. Example sentence 2. Unless you've got money to burn, these expensive guitars are probably not for you. Number 88. Bury one's head in the sand. This idiom means to ignore an unpleasant situation and hope it will stop if you do not think about it. Example sentence 1. You can't continue to bury your head in the sand, you must learn to face facts. Example sentence 2. Look, now is not the time to bury your head in the sand. This is serious. Even if nothing happens to this apartment building, food and water will be hard to find. Electricity will go out. Number 89. Beat about the bush. This idiom means to talk about something for a long time without coming to the main point. Example sentence 1. Stop beating about the bush and tell me what you want. Example sentence 2. Mrs. Hughes, I won't beat about the bush. I behaved badly earlier. I hope you'll accept my apology. Number 90. Beat the clock. This idiom means to finish something very quickly, especially before a particular time. Example sentence 1. The company managed to beat the clock on delivering its new system. Example sentence 2. Some of us are good at it, planning and doing things way ahead of time, while others are always trying to beat the clock and do things at the 11th hour. Number 91. Like nobody's business. This idiom means very much, very fast, very well, etc. Example sentence 1. They play the blues like nobody's business. Example sentence 2. I've been working like nobody's business to get it finished in time. Number 92. Bust a gut. This idiom means to try extremely hard to do something. Example sentence 1. I bust a gut trying to finish that work on time. Example sentence 2. The problem with today's millionaire footballers is they're not prepared to bust a gut for their national team. Number 93. As busy as a bee. This idiom means very busy. Example sentence 1. Oh, I've been as busy as a bee this week, Sam. Example sentence 2. I found myself filling my time up with endless work meetings and social events, rushing along as busy as a bee. Number 94. Have a butcher's. This idiom means to have a look at something. Example sentence 1. You can have a butcher's if you want. Example sentence 2. I've got a new car. Come round and have a butcher's if you like. Number 95. Butter wouldn't melt in someone's mouth. This idiom means somebody seems to be innocent, kind, etc. when they are not really. Example sentence 1. The new secretary was rude to the workers, but when she talks to the boss, butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. Example sentence 2. She looked quite innocent, as though butter wouldn't melt in her mouth, but we knew better. Number 96. Have butterflies in someone's stomach. This idiom means to feel very nervous before doing something. Example sentence 1. I always have butterflies in my stomach before an exam. Example sentence 2. Whenever I have to speak in public, I have butterflies in my stomach. Number 97. On the button. This idiom means at exactly the right time or at the exact time mentioned. Example sentence 1. We arrived at 4 o'clock on the button. Example sentence 2. She got to our house at 2 on the button. Number 98. Push all the right buttons. This idiom means to get what you want by behaving in a clever way. Example sentence 1. She seemed to push all the right buttons. Example sentence 2. The Bengals defensive coordinator knows how to push the right buttons at half-time. Number 99. By and large. This idiom means generally, but not completely. Example sentence 1. By and large, I enjoyed my time at school. Example sentence 2. The film lost money. Reviews, on the other hand, were by and large favorable. Number 100. Larger than life. This idiom means looking or behaving in a way that is more interesting or exciting than other people, and so is likely to attract attention. Example sentence 1. He's a larger-than-life character. Example sentence 2. They made him into a larger-than-life folk hero. Number 101. Take the cake. This idiom means to be worse than anything else you can imagine. Example sentence 1. I've heard some pretty dumb ideas, but that takes the cake. Example sentence 2. The collective foolishness of amending the Constitution wholesale really takes the cake. Number 102. Can't have your cake and eat it. This idiom means you can't have the advantages of something without its disadvantages, or you can't have both things that are available. Example sentence 1. You can't do it. You can't have your cake and eat it. Example sentence 2. I drank a whole bottle of champagne at the party last night, but now I feel sick. I've got the worst hangover ever. But I suppose you can't have your cake and eat it. Number 103. Call it a day. This idiom means to decide or agree to stop doing STH. Example sentence 1. After 40 years in politics, I think it's time for me to call it a day. Example sentence 2. You've put lots of ideas out there, but you know it's not really working. It's a dead loss. It's time to stop. It's time to call it a day. Number 104. Call a spade a spade. This idiom means to speak about things in a direct and honest way, even though it may be impolite to do this. Example sentence 1. I think everyone should call a spade a spade. Example sentence 2. Let's call a spade a spade. This man is a swindler. Number 105. Call someone's bluff. This idiom means to tell someone to do what they have threatened because you do not believe that they will really do it. Example sentence 1. I don't believe you. I'm calling your bluff. Example sentence 2. If that can survive on the zone, so can I. You don't believe me? Call my bluff. See what happens. Number 106. Carry the ball. This idiom means to take responsibility for getting STH done. Example sentence 1. My coworker was sick, so I had to carry the ball. Example sentence 2. The negotiations are the key to the undertaking. We'd better ask Tom to carry the ball. Number 107. Carry the can. This idiom means to accept the blame for STH, especially when it is not your fault. Example sentence 1. He has been left to carry the can for a decision he didn't make. Example sentence 2. In the unlikely event of trouble, they would understandably not want to carry the can alone. Number 108. Cannot hold a candle to somebody or something. This idiom means somebody or something is not as good as somebody or something else. Example sentence 1. His singing can't hold a candle to Bocelli's. Example sentence 2. The new secretary can't hold a candle to the previous one. Number 109. A loose cannon. This idiom means someone who cannot be trusted because they say or do things you do not want them to. Example sentence 1. He is a very dangerous loose cannon. Example sentence 2. Adam's very talkative, but he's a loose cannon at times. Number 110. Paddle your own canoe. This idiom means to do things yourself, without help from anyone else. Example sentence 1. He is 18 now and I believe he can paddle his own canoe. Example sentence 2. His parents can't take care of him, he must learn to paddle his own canoe. Number 111. Go cap in hand. This idiom means to ask for money or help in a very respectful way, from someone who has a lot more power than you. Example sentence 1. Elderly people should receive a heating allowance every winter, instead of having to go cap in hand to the government. Example sentence 2. Mexican entrepreneurs had to go cap in hand to local venture capitalists with comparatively shallow pockets. Number 112. Play your cards right. This idiom means to deal with a situation in the right way, so that you are successful in getting what you want. Example sentence 1. If you play your cards right, you'll avoid a clip round the ear. Example sentence 2. If he plays his cards right, Tony might get a promotion. Number 113. Put your cards on the table. This idiom means To tell people what your plans and intentions are in a clear, honest way. Example sentence 1. What I'd like us to do is put our cards on the table and discuss the situation in a rational manner. Example sentence 2. Wow, we really are putting our cards on the table. Number 114. On the carpet. This idiom means to be criticized by someone in authority because you have done something wrong. Example sentence 1. I got called on the carpet for being late. Example sentence 2. He was called on the carpet by his boss to explain his excessive spending. Number 115. Carry the can. This idiom means to be the person who has to take the blame for something even if it was not their fault, or not their fault alone. Example sentence 1. As usual, I was left to carry the can. Example sentence 2. He has been left to carry the can for a decision he didn't make. Number 116. Put the cart before the horse. This idiom means to put or do things in the wrong order. Example sentence 1. Well, actually, the expression is typically to put the cart before the horse. Example sentence 2. Many people today are trying to put the cart before the horse. Number 117. Carved in stone. This idiom means of a decision, plan, etc., unable to be changed. Example sentence 1. People should remember that our proposals aren't carved in stone. Example sentence 2. John has several new ideas for the show, but nothing is carved in stone yet. Number 118. Cast your mind back. This idiom means to try to remember something that happened in the past. Example sentence 1. Cast your mind back to your first day at school. Example sentence 2. I want you to cast your minds back to the first time you met. Number 119. Castles in the air. This idiom means plans or dreams that are not likely to happen or come true. Example sentence 1. My little brother is a dreamer. He always talks about castles in the air. Example sentence 2. Poor Mr. Brooke looked as if his lovely castle in the air was tumbling about his ears, for he had never seen Meg in such a mood before, and it rather bewildered him. Number 120. The cat's whiskers. This idiom means the best thing, person, idea, etc. Example sentence 1. He thinks he's the cat's whiskers. Example sentence 2. I really thought I looked the cat's whiskers in that dress. Number 121. Let the cat out of the bag. This idiom means to tell someone a secret, especially without intending to. Example sentence 1. We need to keep this quiet. If anyone lets the cat out of the bag, there'll be trouble. Example sentence 2. I wanted it to be a surprise, but my sister let the cat out of the bag. Number 122. Like a cat on hot bricks. This idiom means so nervous or anxious that you cannot keep still or keep your attention on one thing. Example sentence 1. He looked like a cat on hot bricks. Example sentence 2. She was like a cat on hot bricks before her driving test. Number 123. A catch-22 situation. This idiom means an impossible situation that you cannot solve because you need to do one thing in order to do a second thing, but you cannot do the first thing until you have done the second. Example sentence 1. I can't get a job because I haven't got anywhere to live, but I can't afford a place to live until I get a job. It's a catch-22 situation. Example sentence 2. It's a catch-22 situation. Without experience you can't get a job, and without a job you can't get experience. Number 124. Stand on ceremony. This idiom means to behave formally. Example sentence 1. Please don't stand on ceremony with me. Example sentence 2. Come on, Mal, don't stand on ceremony here at home. Number 125. Chalk and cheese. This idiom means completely different from each other. Example sentence 1. They're like chalk and cheese, those two. Example sentence 2. The two brothers are as different as chalk and cheese. Number 126. Chapter and verse. This idiom means the exact details of STH, especially the exact place where particular information may be found. Example sentence 1. He could recite the prose chapter and verse. Example sentence 2. I can't give chapter and verse, but that's the rough outline of our legal position. Number 127. Work like a charm. This idiom means to work exactly as you had hoped. Example sentence 1. I tried your idea and it worked like a charm. Example sentence 2. The new sales program has worked like a charm. Number 128. Cheap and cheerful. This idiom means simple and not expensive, but of reasonable quality. Example sentence 1. He made a lot of money from designing cheap and cheerful toys for children. Example sentence 2. It's not the best place you'll ever eat at, but it's cheap and cheerful. Number 129. Chew the fat. This idiom means to have a long friendly talk with SB about STH. Example sentence 1. They sit around chewing the fat instead of working. Example sentence 2. Well, you haven't wanted to chew the fat for 5 days now. Come on, Lynette, something's obviously bugging you. Number 130. Too many chiefs and not enough Indians. This idiom means used to describe a situation in which there are too many people telling other people what to do, and not enough people to do the work. Example sentence 1. The project failed because there were too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Example sentence 2. That company's overheads cost 70% their turnover. The trouble is, there are too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Number 131. Chop and change. To keep changing your mind. Example sentence 1. You can't keep chopping and changing like this. Example sentence 2. If you chop and change jobs like this, you'll never get experience. Number 132. As happy as a clam. Very happy. Example sentence 1. Tom sat there smiling, as happy as a clam. Example sentence 2. As long as he gets to spend some quality time with his wife and kids on weekends, he'll be happy as a clam. Number 133. A clean sheet. A record of someone's work, behavior, performance etc. that shows they have not done anything wrong or made any mistakes. Example sentence 1. Jed looked forward to starting life again with a clean sheet. Example sentence 2. Lewis has kept a clean sheet in every game. Number 134. As clear as mud. Not clear at all, not easy to understand. Example sentence 1. Your explanation is as clear as mud. Example sentence 2. Oh well, that's all as clear as mud, then. Number 135. Against the clock. If you do STH against the clock, you do it fast in order to finish before a particular time. Example sentence 1. You only have an hour to complete the game, so it's a mad dash against the clock. Example sentence 2. Live the way you want to, instead of racing against the clock. Number 136. Close the book on something. To stop doing STH, because you no longer believe you will be successful or will find a solution. Example sentence 1. The police have closed the book on the case. Example sentence 2. Detectives had closed the book on the Hornsey murders case 3 years previously. Number 137. On cloud 9. Extremely happy. Example sentence 1. He was on cloud 9 after winning the competition. Example sentence 2. Yesterday, I could see people on the cloud 9 when the president removed the lockdown. Number 138. Warm the cockles of somebody's heart. To make someone feel happy and full of good feelings towards other people. Example sentence 1. Seeing her new baby just warms the cockles of your heart. Example sentence 2. Tonight I'll give you something that will warm the cockles of your heart better than quarts of wine. Number 139. In the cold light of day. When you have had time to think calmly about STH, in the morning when things are clearer. Example sentence 1. The house seemed less threatening in the cold light of day. Example sentence 2. These things always look different in the cold light of day. Number 140. Cook the books. To change facts or figures dishonestly or illegally. Example sentence 1. His accountant had been cooking the books for years. Example sentence 2. The government was cooking the books and misleading the public. Number 141. Cook someone's goose. This idiom means to ruin his chances of success. Example sentence 1. One more mistake like that will cook my professional goose. Example sentence 2. When Jay bought and installed the software, he cooked his goose. Number 142. As cool as a cucumber. This idiom means very calm and controlled, especially in a difficult situation. Example sentence 1. But Miss Ellen J's as cool as a cucumber. Example sentence 2. She was as cool as a cucumber before the big test. Number 143. Not much cop. This idiom means not very good. Example sentence 1. He's not much cop as a singer. Example sentence 2. They say he's not much cop as a coach. Number 144. Cut corners. This idiom means disapproving, to do something in the easiest, cheapest or quickest way, often by ignoring rules or leaving something out. Example sentence 1. Don't try to cut corners when you're decorating. Example sentence 2. You cannot cut corners if you want to be a top student. Number 145. Have a corner on something. This idiom means to be the only company, organization, etc. that has a particular product, ability, advantage, etc. Example sentence 1. London does not have a corner on film festivals. Example sentence 2. The company admitted reducing prices to have a corner on the market. Number 146. Turn the corner. This idiom means to start to become successful or to feel better or happier, after a time when you have been unsuccessful, ill, or unhappy. Example sentence 1. California's governor says the nation's largest state has finally turned the corner. Example sentence 2. We knew Dad had turned the corner when he started complaining about the hospital food. Number 147. Cost an arm and a leg. This idiom means to cost a lot of money. Example sentence 1. It might cost an arm and a leg. Example sentence 2. To get the ball rolling, he contracted a consultant that wouldn't cost an arm and a leg because he's on a bit of a tight shoestring budget. Number 148. Count the cost. This idiom means to feel the bad effects of a mistake, an accident, etc. Example sentence 1. We're now counting the cost of not taking out medical insurance. Example sentence 2. The town is now counting the cost of its failure to provide adequate flood protection. Number 149. Over the counter. This idiom means drugs, medicines, etc. that are bought over the counter are ones that you can buy in a shop without a prescription from a doctor. Example sentence 1. These tablets are available over the counter. Example sentence 2. Penicillin was sold over the counter until the 1950s. Number 150. Dutch courage. This idiom means the false courage or confidence that a person gets from drinking alcohol. Example sentence 1. The poor man beat his boss by means of Dutch courage. Example sentence 2. The very effrontery with which you fancy you are braving public opinion is only Dutch courage. Number 151. Come a cropper. This idiom means to fail in something, especially unexpectedly. Example sentence 1. Swedish investors have come a cropper in London. Example sentence 2. We nearly came a cropper in the second half of the game. Number 152. Have a cross to bear. This idiom means to have a difficult problem that makes you worried or unhappy but that you have to deal with. Example sentence 1. We all have our crosses to bear. Example sentence 2. I feel sorry for you, but we all have our crosses to bear. Number 153. As the crow flies. This idiom means in a straight line. Example sentence 1. The villages are no more than a mile apart as the crow flies. Example sentence 2. We cut over the fields at the back, with him between us, straight as the crow flies, through hedge and ditch. Number 154. Cry over spilt milk. This idiom means to waste time worrying about something that has happened that you cannot do anything about. Example sentence 1. It's no use crying over spilt milk. Example sentence 2. Come on, Steve. No point in crying over spilt milk. Number 155. In one's cups. This idiom means having drunk too much alcohol. Example sentence 1. He gets very maudlin when he's in his cups. Example sentence 2. By the time Anthony arrived, Richard was already deep in his cups. Number 156. Curry favor. This idiom means to try to make someone like you or notice you in order to get something that you want. Example sentence 1. Politicians are eager to promote their happy family image to curry favor with voters. Example sentence 2. I saw that you care more to curry favor with that devilish god of yours than to save me from any hell. Number 157. Be curtains for. This idiom means to be a situation without hope or that you cannot escape from. Example sentence 1. When I saw he had a gun, I thought it was curtains for me. Example sentence 2. Then, the sun becomes a different sort of star, it becomes a giant star, and that's probably curtains for us, actually. Number 158. Daylight robbery. This idiom means the fact of us be charging too much money for something. Example sentence 1. £2.50 for a cup of coffee? It's daylight robbery. Example sentence 2. You wouldn't believe some of the prices they charge, it's daylight robbery. Number 159. Take to something like a duck to water. This idiom means to learn how to do something very easily. Example sentence 1. She has taken to teaching like a duck to water. Example sentence 2. She took to dancing like a duck to water. Number 160. On the edge of one's seat. This idiom means very excited and giving your full attention to something. Example sentence 1. The game had the crowd on the edge of their seats. Example sentence 2. The film's ending had me on the edge of my seat. Number 161. The elephant in the room. This idiom means a problem or question that everyone knows about but does not mention because it is easier not to discuss it. Example sentence 1. The elephant in the room was the money that had to be paid in bribes. Example sentence 2. The race issue is the elephant in the room in this election. Number 162. Fast and furious. This idiom means of films or movies, shows, etc. full of rapid action and sudden changes. Example sentence 1. In his latest movie, the action is fast and furious. Example sentence 2. Arsenal's opening attack was fast and furious. Number 163. Feast your eyes on. This idiom means to look at someone or something with great pleasure. Example sentence 1. If you like luxury cars, feast your eyes on these. Example sentence 2. By traveling, we can feast our eyes on the spectacular scenery in different places. Number 164. A feather in your cap. This idiom means an action that you can be proud of. Example sentence 1. Getting that high-paying job was really a feather in his cap. Example sentence 2. If he wins this big contract for his company, it will be a big feather in his cap. Number 165. Be on a fishing expedition. This idiom means to try to find out secret information by asking a lot of questions about different things. Example sentence 1. When your car got broken into, those two officers were on a fishing expedition. Example sentence 2. The lawyer was on a fishing expedition and wanted to find the real wrong committed to justify a lawsuit. Number 166. Make somebody's flesh creep. This idiom means to make someone feel frightened, nervous, or uncomfortable. Example sentence 1. The way he stared at her made her flesh creep. Example sentence 2. The thought of the horrible scene made my flesh creep. Number 167. Float somebody's boat. This idiom means To be what somebody likes. Example sentence 1. You can listen to whatever kind of music floats your boat. Example sentence 2. You can add raisins, nuts, chocolate chips, whatever floats your boat. Number 168. Fly in the face of something. This idiom means to oppose or be the opposite of something that is usual or expected. Example sentence 1. Such a proposal is flying in the face of common sense. Example sentence 2. He likes to fly in the face of convention. Number 169. Be in the gift of somebody. This idiom means if something such as an important job or a special right or advantage is the gift of somebody, that person can decide who to give it to. Example sentence 1. All such posts are in the gift of the managing director. Example sentence 2. All appointments to military and administrative posts were in the gift of the king. Number 170. Go against the grain. This idiom means to do something different from what is normal or natural. Example sentence 1. It really goes against the grain to have to work on a Sunday. Example sentence 2. Mary is always honest and it went against the grain to tell lies. Number 171. Achilles' heel. This idiom means a weak part of someone's character, which could cause them to fail at something. Example sentence 1. I think Frank's vanity is his Achilles' heel. Example sentence 2. Horton's Achilles' heel was that he could not delegate. Number 172. Kick one's heels. This idiom means to waste time waiting for somebody or something. Example sentence 1. We were kicking our heels, waiting for some customers. Example sentence 2. We were left kicking our heels for half the day. Number 173. Not budge an inch. This idiom means to refuse to change your position, decision, etc. even a little. Example sentence 1. We tried to negotiate a lower price, but they wouldn't budge an inch. Example sentence 2. Neither side is prepared to budge an inch in the negotiations. Number 174. A different kettle of fish. This idiom means a situation is very different from one that you have just mentioned. Example sentence 1. She enjoys public speaking, but being on TV is a different kettle of fish. Example sentence 2. I found French an easy language to learn, but Japanese was a different kettle of fish. Number 175. On a knife edge. This idiom means of a situation, etc., finely balanced between success and failure. Example sentence 1. The economy is balanced on a knife edge. Example sentence 2. His future in the job is balanced on a knife edge. Number 176. A leopard cannot change its spots. This idiom means people cannot change their character, especially if they have a bad character. Example sentence 1. I don't believe he has really gone legit. A leopard doesn't change its spots. Example sentence 2. There is no point trying to get him to stop. He's going to keep drinking no matter what. A leopard cannot change its spots. Number 177. A taste of one's own medicine. This idiom means the same bad treatment that you have given to others. Example sentence 1. Let the bully have a taste of his own medicine. Example sentence 2. You know, one day, we should give him a taste of his own medicine. Number 178. A meeting of minds. This idiom means a situation in which two people have very similar ideas and understand each other very well. Example sentence 1. There was a real meeting of minds between the two leaders. Example sentence 2. I think there will be a meeting of minds on this subject. Number 179. No messing. This idiom means something has been done easily. Example sentence 1. We finished in time, no messing. Example sentence 2. Williams won very comfortably, no messing. Number 180. A millstone around one's neck. This idiom means a difficult problem or responsibility that it seems impossible to solve or get rid of. Example sentence 1. My debts are a millstone around my neck. Example sentence 2. Inflation is still a millstone around the neck of British businesses. Number 181. Make a mountain out of a molehill. This idiom means to make an unimportant matter seem important. Example sentence 1. It's only a 2,000-word essay, stop making a mountain out of a molehill. Example sentence 2. You're not hurt badly. Stop trying to make a mountain out of a molehill with crying. Number 182. Be all mouth and trousers. This idiom means if someone is all mouth and trousers, they talk a lot about what they will do but are not brave enough to actually do it. Example sentence 1. He's always boasting about his achievements, but he's really just all mouth and trousers. Example sentence 2. Their trouble was that they were all mouth and trousers. Number 183. Neck and neck. This idiom means if two competitors or groups are neck and neck in a competition or race, they are level with each other. Example sentence 1. Opinion polls show the two main parties are running neck and neck. Example sentence 2. Polls show him running neck and neck with the Liberal mayor of Warsaw in the next round. Number 184. A needle in a haystack. This idiom means a thing that is almost impossible to find. Example sentence 1. Searching for one man in this city is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Example sentence 2. Finding out which file you want can be like looking for a needle in a haystack. Number 185. Touch a raw nerve. This idiom means to mention something that makes someone upset, angry, or embarrassed, especially accidentally. Example sentence 1. You touched a raw nerve when you mentioned his first wife. Example sentence 2. Without realizing, he had touched a raw nerve. Number 186. Keep somebody's nose clean. This idiom means to avoid doing anything wrong or illegal. Example sentence 1. Since leaving prison, he's managed to keep his nose clean. Example sentence 2. Sid's got to keep his nose clean or he'll end up back in prison. Number 187. Be no picnic. This idiom means to be difficult and cause a lot of problems. Example sentence 1. Bringing up a family when you're unemployed is no picnic. Example sentence 2. Bringing up 6 children is no picnic. Number 188. Put somebody in a picture. This idiom means to give SB the information they need in order to understand a situation. Example sentence 1. Just to put you in the picture, there have been a number of changes here recently. Example sentence 2. I'm just going now, but Keith will put you in the picture. Number 189. Pie in the sky. This idiom means an event that SB talks about that seems very unlikely to happen. Example sentence 1. This talk of moving to Australia is all just pie in the sky. Example sentence 2. Hope of a cure is just pie in the sky. Number 190. Pigs might fly. This idiom means you do not believe STH will ever happen. Example sentence 1. With a bit of luck, we'll be finished by the end of the year. Yes, and pigs might fly. Example sentence 2. Someone might have handed in your pass. Yes, and pigs might fly. Number 191. Come down the pike. This idiom means to happen, to become noticeable. Example sentence 1. We're hearing a lot about new inventions coming down the pike. Example sentence 2. The world is being turned upside down by the string of multimedia technologies coming down the pike. Number 192. Pile on the agony. This idiom means to make an unpleasant situation worse. Example sentence 1. Bosses piled on the agony with threats of more job losses. Example sentence 2. The latest fare increase just piles on the agony for rail passengers, who already feel they are paying too much. Number 193. Be driven from pillar to post. This idiom means to be forced to go from one person or situation to another without achieving anything. Example sentence 1. The poor kid has been driven from pillar to post. Example sentence 2. Too many of them, after having been driven from pillar to post in this way, take to crime again. Number 194. For 2 pins. This idiom means you would like to do STH, even though you know that it would not be sensible. Example sentence 1. I'd kill him for 2 pins. Example sentence 2. For 2 pins, I'd just send them all home. Number 195. Pinch pennies. This idiom means to try to spend as little money as possible. Example sentence 1. German consumers also pinch pennies elsewhere. Example sentence 2. We need to pinch pennies these days. Number 196. A pipe dream. This idiom means a hope, idea, plan etc. that is impossible or will probably never happen. Example sentence 1. You could waste your whole life on a pipe dream. Example sentence 2. In many parts of the country, democratic elections are simply a pipe dream. Number 197. In the pipeline. This idiom means if a plan, idea, or event is in the pipeline, it is being prepared and it will happen or be completed soon. Example sentence 1. More job losses are in the pipeline. Example sentence 2. There are other venom-based drugs in the pipeline, too. Number 198. Keep your shirt on. This idiom means to tell SB not to get angry. Example sentence 1. Keep your shirt on. It was only a joke. Example sentence 2. Don't worry. Keep your shirt on. Number 199. Bite one's tongue. This idiom means to stop yourself saying something because you know it would not be sensible to say it. Example sentence 1. I wanted to argue, but I had to bite my tongue. Example sentence 2. That's exactly the situation where you might need to bite your tongue. Number 200. Within a whisker of. This idiom means to almost succeed or fail at doing something. Example sentence 1. They came within a whisker of being killed. Example sentence 2. Doctors say he came within a whisker of dying on the operating table.